Hey, all you zealots and zerglings, time for another 3 versus 3 on the map, Arakan Citadel, a map I really don't like. First of all, it's a 3v3 map, so of course I absolutely despise it. Second of all, I almost always lose on this map. I don't know what it is. I mean, if I try to stay defensive, then the other team takes over the map and I run out of money. If I try to go for a lot of expansions, all my expansions get sniped. If I try to go for some early aggression, it just doesn't do that much, and then I'm way behind. I don't know. This map is bad luck for me. We'll see if we can turn that around, because right now I have spawned as the red Protoss here, and my allies are Bocephus, the yellow Terran, formerly known as Wolfpack, in case you have not recalled that, and Mike as the teal Terran, and we are going up against Spartan as the pink Protoss, Contrarian as the green Zerg, and finally Dunamai as the purple Terran. Get that production tab up there so we can see what's going on. It looks like I have opted to scout. As I've said recently, it always seems like it's always the probes that are scouting. I don't know what it is. It's just the way the universe works, I guess. Maybe there is no rhyme or reason to it. It's just what happens. We have a scout of our own. Also a probe, and Bocephus is like, no, you're not gonna do this, no. And no, he's throwing down a gateway, so no, Spartan's not doing that, although he's been known to do it more than anyone else in this group, if you ask me. It looks like that spawning pool is going down for Contrarian. I don't know, about a 14 pool, you think? I don't know, 13, 14 pool. Getting that gas down so he can get his Zergling speed up, I would assume. First barracks going down here for Dunamai, gonna chase that probe away, and then he's got nothing better to do. Throw down another barracks. So 2 racks going up for Dunamai. I will not have scouted that. This Overlord will have seen my departure there. And nope, these probes aren't going to see each other, but they will pass each other in the night. No barracks. Oh nope, there's barracks down here for Mike. He's just got it up here at the front. Gonna throw down reactors. So gonna be getting some early Marines up here and closing off that wall tight. Bocephus also getting a 2 racks his own. Ooh, getting a double gas. Don't know if that's a good idea off of a 2 racks. We'll have to see. Getting that orbital command up. And Spartan going to be getting that core down, so getting to core. Pretty standard there. Couple of gas up. Probably about a good timing for that. I should have enough. Oh yeah, I have plenty of gas to get that warp gate technology up once it finishes. And ooh, Roach Warren going for Contrarian. Not going to go for the Lings, going to go for the Roaches. Pretty common among this this group. They all like to go for Roach Warren. As you know, I'm pretty much kind of a mutiling kind of person. Sometimes I change it up a bit. I don't go Roaches that often unless I feel it's going to be necessary. And it's often hard to tell if it's going to be necessary early on in the game. And what am I up to? I'm going to be chrono boosting out my warp gate technology, getting up a early sentry. Not sure what that's going to be for. It's really going to be hard to kind of force field off this ramp, although with the other side walled off, maybe not that difficult. And ooh, Mike getting a factor out. And yeah, it looks like he's going to be trying to get this gas for it. He needs some more. Ooh, he needs to get that orbital command up so he can get some more minerals. He's not going to be able to hold up. Ooh, and he's supply blocked as well. I do not see supply depot going down and getting tech lab out, so he's probably going to go for some tanks. And oh, Spartan, he's not going for a cannon rush. Instead, he's going to do his actually more favorite build, and he's just going to be going for some void rays. At least I assume that. I guess he could be going for Phoenix or Carrier or Fast Mothership, but I'm betting void rays. Would you want to place a wager on it? Looks like he's going to get ready to expand out here. Not going to expand up here, but he'd have to knock down those rocks first, which looks like Dunamai is going to be taking that out so he can take this expansion right here. And a couple of Roaches moving out for Contrarian. Is he going to be going for some aggression, or is he just kind of going to poke around the map, see what's going on? And you're going to be taking out these rocks as well. Oh, looks like Contrarian is possibly going to get aggressive here. He's got quite a forward position. He's going to be heading over here, and what have I got? I'm just throwing out a couple extra gateways. Warp gate technology is just finishing, and oh, I have blocked my sentry in there. A bad rally point, and he just managed to find the one spot in there he could actually fit. I was so angry at myself when this happened. Just really ticked me off. And oh, but it looks like I'm going to have some more problems right now. There's only one gate out, and I just finished a Zealot, but he's going to stand no chance against all these Roaches. And my sentry's free now, but now he's free to get killed by those Roaches. Actually, he's free to escape from those Roaches. Is he going to do it? No, he's just going to take it on the chin and die. And I got to get my probes out of there. The probes are going to run. just finishing Warp Gate, but what on earth am I going to be able to get out that's going to help against all these roaches? Looks like we got a couple of Marines on a Marauder coming out here for Bocephus. Marauder will definitely help right here. Looks like he's going to go for my pylons. I'm going to try to warp again in the Stalker right here. And it looks like we do have enough to kind of force this back. Going to get a couple more Warp Gates going. And kind of trying to long distance mine there. Actually, I think I just send him to the minerals and then told him when you're done, just kind of pop over here. So grab some extra minerals while I can't, you know, go to my base. But it looks like we're going to force those units back. Not too many losses executed unless my Stalker doesn't pay attention. And oh, I was busy apparently putting up a Robo. And I'm going to let that Stalker die. Is he going to go in for some more aggression? No, he's not. Still trying to pop down those rocks so I get another expansion up here. And oh, do you have siege mode there, Mike? Oh, he does have siege mode. That will cover my flanks nicely, and I'm glad to have it. And oh, just throwing some pylons out here. And yep, there they are. There's the Void Rays. Looks like Contrarian's going to be getting some roach speed up. Definitely going to go heavy into those roaches right now. Trying to get up that expansion. And does he have any other tech coming? He's got the roach speed coming. No burrow yet. No Evo chamber for +1. Definitely needs to get more gas out, especially now that he has layer tech up. He's going to be way under gas right now, and it's going to be a hard time. His minerals are going to skyrocket now because he's not have gas up when he needs to. And busting down those rocks, throwing down a pylon. And actually, this is mistake number 2, because as it turns out, I put this pylon down while the rocks were still up, thinking, well, that'll be just fine. Only to come to find out that this is actually blocking where I want to place the Nexus. Just not having any luck with my building placement this game. Absolutely frustrating. Have I figured this out yet? Yeah, I'm dropping down the extra pylon saying, alright, this one's gotta go. Just not... It's not good. They didn't need to do any damage to me. I did all the damage to myself. We checked the units lost. Yeah, 850. And mind you, 2 of those were pylon. 200 of that were pylons that I myself killed. Just not having a good game. I can't blame this on anything. I can't even blame this on unfamiliarity with Protoss. That has absolutely squat to do with it. This is just awful. This is just sub-bronze league right now. And we are getting the burrow and the +1 for those roaches now. So it looks like Contrarian is going to be going into heavily into those roaches, and maybe get that other. Well, no, he can't quite. Yeah, see, what I'm saying his minerals are skyrocketing. His gas is not keeping up. Although now he could afford the +2. But looks like he. Oh, yeah, he is going to spend that on the armor upgrade. And looks like we're getting stim out for Dunamai, who's got a big Marine Marauder ball right now. Seems to be primary focus. Oh, Tech Lab on this. And a reactor on his factory? I'm a bit confused. So I'm kind of curious, is he going to go Hellion Banshee? It's possible. It's been done before, I'm sure. It doesn't have any anti-air, but doesn't necessarily need it. It looks like these roaches are poking around. Do they do any damage? Do they go on an attack here? Oh, there's no damage here, so I guess he's okay. I guess he's just poking around, watching for expansions right now. And sparring, just expanding like crazy, but when you're going that Void Ray build, it can really cut your resources, although... Yeah, we've got a ton of gas and no minerals. Definitely need some better saturation on those minerals. So that is going to inhibit his Void Ray production just a bit. And just starting the +1, so the upgrades are a little late on that. So he seems a bit behind, but once he gets these 2 bases up and running, he'll probably be running a bit ahead of everyone else. And it looks like Mike's going to be trying to push out to take this expansion. Got an SCV in there. I don't know why. You could have just dropped the supply depot and let him out, but yeah, whatever. Oh, these roaches of Contrarian are staying active. He's just staying as active with these as he is with his stalkers, and you might as well. They're kind of similar stalkers. Oh, no, they're just going to take a forward position so he can take an expansion now outside the base. But nope, they're going to get aggressive, and that's not a bad idea. Get aggressive while you're expanding so keep people from spotting it. And what is he trying to throw down here? Trying to throw down a barracks' expansion, but oh, he's quickly going to lose that. He's not going to get canceled off that, but he is going to get a lift off on that. But that poor SCV, nowhere near the medevac, although he could have loaded up into the command center. And looks like Bocephus is going to be scouting out that Marine, but oh, getting in range of that photon cannon. Which can we see that? We can see the photon cannon. He knew that photon cannon was there. It looks like I have an observer out. I'm going to be moving that around where he is safely out of visual range of the photon cannons. It looks like I'm a little worried about that, so I'm just kind of poking around there to see what's going on. Oh, it looks like Dunamite pushed out with his Marine Marauders now, and he's going to be taking this gold, so they're getting very aggressive with their expansions. See that? I'm sitting back here in Macron, and look at all the... They're just going to take complete map control. But we do... Oh, he does have the Tunneling Claws now, trying to get the 2-2 out, but the 1-1 is done, and they're going to try to get aggressive right now. But we do have 3 tanks here. Siege up Mike, you got to siege up the 4th tank. That'll be so helpful for us, but it looks like he's going to scout this expansion first, and there's nothing there. And Overlord's going out now to scout, it could be. Now there's Rucha's going to pull in here now. We're going to get a scan down here. I am trying to get out some Immortals and going to get Colossus Tech up. Oh, looks like Dunamite scanned that. He does see that I've got he does see I have Colossus Tech on the way and most likely getting that Thermal Lance, which in fact I am. And Chrono boosting out upgrades. What am I at right now? No upgrades yet. Probably put it behind a bit because I am a moron. And now get some tanks up on this side of the map. Definitely going to keep them from just marching in our front doors, but we're going to need to push out eventually to expand. It looks like Mike's going to try his second attempt, but those roaches were more than enough to stop him. These forces are more than enough to stop him. This is not really enough to hold this expansion right now. This might be a time for us to kind of move forward and take position. Maybe they're this flank, or just take the center, move the tanks forward, get our armies gathered here, so that we can have a little bit of map control. We have no map control right now, and I think that's something we often suffer with, is no one really gets good map control. I mean, sometimes someone has map control, but that's only because it really goes uncontested a lot of times. But our opponents are expanding massively. And we're getting awful close. It looks like, oh, is he going to try to throw on that? He's going to try to throw on a barracks there again. I'm not sure what the point of the forward barracks is, but it will get his army to the front a little quicker, and so that can help there if that was his intention. But also means he can lose a little bit of production when he gets aggressive. And oh, it looks like Dunamite's going to push forward here. He's got far superior army, +1 upgrade against no upgrades here. Although the +1 is on the way and stim pack, but it doesn't matter because he just has overwhelming numbers. Oh, a bunker here. That just finished, and so that way he couldn't utilize it. You're going to have to pick up that command center. And here come the Roaches Contrarian, but they got the command center up in time, so the Roaches aren't going to be any help. He's just got to get away from those Marines. And it looks like he might. Is he going to get away? I think. Oh no, it's on fire. Can he save it? If he could drop a mule here, so if he could drop a mule on this high ground, he could start repairing it. Oh no, he's got some SCVs coming. He's going to try to. Oh, careful, those medevacs. Don't want to get those out of position. And it looks like he will be able to save that. Are they going to try to get aggressive now? Because you got to keep in mind we got the tanks up here in the front. No upgrades on them, but they don't really need it because that many tanks will do a ton of damage to your army. We need to get that guy sieged up too. Yeah, how about that? There we go. Get that guy sieged up. Did you get the guy sieged up over here yet? Yes, he did. So both our flanks are pretty well covered. And now they're going to be scouting out this base. Nobody here quite yet. And just waiting on Spartan is just building that Void Ray army. One's across the board on those upgrades. Although, we got to keep an eye on what Bocephus is doing. He's getting the +3 attack right now. We haven't really seen much from him yet. He's been sitting back macroing up the 2-2. He has 2-2. He's getting the 3 attack. 3 attack just finished, 3 armor on the way, so he's going to have quite the Marine Marauder ball when this comes down. And will that be enough? They aren't really getting... Oh, Hydra's pretty good against the Marine Marauder ball if you have enough of them. And I hear tanks going off. Oh, getting some tanks up here now. Although, I gotta say, putting the tanks up here basically means you're more likely to kill your SCVs if he runs into your mineral line than you are to kill the attackers, which are likely going to be way back here. But gonna be keeping them at bay. Even got a missile turret up there, which will probably help push that Overlord back. Nope, nope, not quite in range. No, he's gonna be glooping it up. So, and Spartan is just taking everything. Oh, and even putting up a front right here. He's just gonna completely close off this entire quadrant of the map, and that is gonna be frustrating. But oh, it looks like we have spotted this. Did I send a probe up there to scout? I don't know how we saw this exactly, but it looks like Bocephus is going to take his very potent army out there to take it out. What kind of Marauders does he have? He doesn't have a lot of Marauders. Might need a little bit more. Marauders would be a lot more better against these cannons because they do so good against buildings. But this could just be enough with my forces in there to help out as well. It would be nice to get the Zealots out in front, though. They do have the Zealot charge. And going to stop him from getting the cannon wall a little bit further. And very soon we're going to be into those cannons. It'd be nice if I get my Colossus there to snipe it, but it looks like we're just going to push in and start taking him out. That is a lot of cannons. And maybe throwing up a Guardian Shield might be a little helpful here. But yeah, we're going to just completely search down those cannons, get my zealots up there in the front, and this big expansion's now in a bit of trouble. And here come the roaches coming in from the backside. And am I moving to engage? He's moving to a retreat. Oh, he's hesitating a little bit. It looks like Vesuvius is going to continue on sniping that expansion, but here come the Void Rays. And I gotta keep an eye. Those roaches are coming back right now, and it looks like he's gonna be able to clean up these Void Rays. And here come the roaches. They're gonna come into my ball. It's not the biggest ball, but throwing up the force field, not really. Well, actually, the force field actually are kind of working because the Colossus are shooting at the roaches. The roaches aren't really shooting anything except this poor sentry that kind of got a little bit too close. So he's funneling in here. Not the best engagement for him. Immortals are going to be shooting on the roaches. The Hydra's coming in the back, but they're going to go right into that Colossus fire, and the Hydralisks do not like Colossus fire. So I don't know if this is the most cost-effective engagement for him. I wish I had a bit of a bigger army here, but we're doing tons of damage to this army. Look at everything burn away, keeping up the force field, so he just cannot get in there. And with the help of the Marines, I think we'll be able to actually clean this up. Not cost-effective at all. And here come the Marines from Dunamai in the back end of that, but still, they're just going into a meat grinder right now, and they're going to try to pull out. Is that going to be enough? I think it will be. They're going to try. Well, they're going to try to get away. Or they're going to try to push into our main base. It looks like they're going to try, but they're going to go right into the siege tank line. And they're getting complete, and the Colossus are nipping at their heels. They're taking a ton of damage from these siege tanks. This is not the best engagement. Here comes the Stalkers here. They're going to help try to snipe that medevac. Nope, the Marines are going to get here and try to help it. But these guys are loaded up, and they're not doing anything. But now this whole army is completely lost. I mean, they may do a bit of damage. They're going to try to kill off my probes, but completely decimated. It was not a smart engagement for him to just, he didn't want to go up against my army, so why don't we just run to their main? But, it was just a huge mistake. The tanks just did a ton of damage. We caught up with them, and there's nothing to do about it. So, I mean, we check the units lost right now, and it looks like, Spartan must have lost a lot of those Void Rays. If we check the units right now, his Void Ray count is at 9, but I'm guessing that a lot of those were ones that he remade. Yeah, these are probably ones that he remade, not ones that escaped that attack. And it looks like Bosiva is going to be pushing out again. And yeah, you can just see it was not a cost-effective engagement for that. Right now, I lost the most, but I had a lot of expensive units there, and I probably lost a lot of zealots in the front lines to those Roach Hydra, but still, that did not look like that was the best engagement for them. And now it looks like we're getting Vikings out. I guess he's going to get those out for the Colossus, perhaps. And we're getting a Spire up here for Contrarian. But still, they have huge map control right now, commanding so many expansions. And we're just starting to just take this one. It looks like Mike is going to be trying to take this one again. Now has his tanks in a bit more of a forward position. It looks like he's going to bring these tanks forward to join them. Maybe not a bad idea at all. But still, they've got this whole part of the map, although it looks like we've got Bocephus pushing out again. Looks like a cluster of Voiders from Spartan are going to try this again, but there's so many Marines. They're fully upgraded Marines, too. I mean, he does have +2 attack and 1 armor and 1 shields, but still, 3/3 Marines just do a ton of damage. And it looks like, these Hydralisks might be able to help here. They are also 3/3, so it looks like he'll probably be able to clean this up. And which is not going to be good for us because Bocephus doesn't really have, I mean, he's probably getting a little low on money. To rebuild this army is not going to be cheap, and he might want to get those medevacs out there. Any bit of money he can save. These medevacs have full energy. He can't just ignore these. He's got to get the medevacs out of there. You're going to lose your whole army. Pull the medevacs out. You can just retreat them back this way, and you'd be absolutely fine. Retreat the medevacs. Oh, he's going to retreat. He's going to lose 1, but it looks like he is going to retreat them in time to save most of them. Unless these Vikings can catch up to them, you've got to get the medevacs out there. I don't know what kind of speed medevacs move at 2.5 and 2.75, so these Vikings can run him down. Oh, he almost got him out. Unfortunately, these Vikings made it here just in time to try to snipe these down. And it looks like right now I'm going to be trying to take this base, but it's being all glooped up, so I'm going to throw down some cannons there, see if I can take care of that. And those Vikings are poking around. They're no match for a single Marine. Oh, it looks like he's going to lose his expansion to a very small force. He's not going to get out of there. We're not with those Vikings there. But it looks like I'm going to be pushing out with another force. This one looks a little bit scary. A lot more Colossus in there. 2-2 is done on my ground forces. I managed to click on a damaged sentry there. And it looks like, I'm trying to get some Psystorm out too. I'm going to get this Colossus here in my army. And it looks like I'm going to try to pester this expansion, which has been heavily mined, it looks like, here. Cannon's going to go down. I got to be very careful, but Colossus is pretty good at harassing this situation with this nice high ground vision they can. Oh, and why am I running him into that cannon? That's just no. Don't run him back into the can. Oh, I misclicked. Misclicked is going to cost me a Colossus, and here comes the Void Race here for Spartan, but I'll be able to pull him back to my Stalkers and probably be just fine. And the Stalkers do have Blink, so you got to be careful moving those forward. And it looks like Dunamai's going to come here a little bit late to the party. I've already done a little bit of damage. Unfortunately, I was not able to kill a bunch of pros, which probably should have been my primary goal there. And looks like Bocephus is rebuilding. Going to try to take this expansion again. We're just trying to force ourselves to get some more bases. We don't have that many. Oh, and here come the Vikings, but got to be careful. I got a lot of Stalkers there, and they do have some pretty decent upgrades. But did he manage to get a Colossus there? I didn't really see. And those Hydras were poking around. Looks like they thwarted my attempt to take this base, but they left my probe there, so he's okay. And now they're going to be moving down here to Mike's expansion, but there's a lot of tanks there. Hydra's not good against the tanks. They completely melt away with the Marines there to help prevent the focus fire. It's going to take a lot of damage on those, and oh, he's going to be got to be careful now because now he's going to be running in mine, and Hydra's not really that good against Colossus either, and they're going to cluster up on the ramp, and oh, look at how many burn away, and now what is he going to do? He's going to try to pull back and engage. No, he's just on move command right now. Oh, he's moving, he's not doing any damage, he gets completely obliterated, but now I got to be careful of these Vikings here, and blinking forward to try to do some damage there, and he's just not, oof. Not a good engagement there for them. Once again, they're kind of throwing away units there, and they're going to need their position on this map to help take care of that. And oh, we're going to blink forward, try to grab a couple of more Vikings. These Vikings are in a really dangerous position because they've got no support right now. And it looks like Bocephus has once again reestablished this base, gotten some mules on there, and he needs to convert that to a planetary or an orbital right now. And it looks like I'm going to try to re-establish the space, but we got a greater Spire come up here and another Spire, so he's probably going to go for some upgrades with that too, or he could start an upgrade here right away if he's got the money for it, which on all the bases he's got, I'm sure he can be able to afford it. Looks like I've taken a position in the middle of the map. I want to be able to respond in any direction, and we got Bocephus here on this side, so we've got these we've kind of got positions here right now, and oh, looks like Mike's going to move his tanks forward, and he's going to start sieging the space, but the damage has already been done because it is mostly mined out, but if you push forward a little bit more, he could take down all those SCVs, but looks like they are going to escape out of there, and I heard a ping, but I didn't see where it was going. It looks like some more Hydras from Contrarian. They're going to try to take on this tank army again. That would be extremely foolish, and he's going to get a scan down there. He's going to see it. Oh, he's going to try to engage us, but he's going to get in range of the tanks now. I don't know if this is a good engagement for him. He's going to try to take these tanks down, but there's a lot of tanks, and Hydras, again, not good at the tanks, and they're just completely melting away. And it looked like he tried to move forward to get in the minimum range, but that is so hard to do with Hydras. Believe me, I've tried, because you can't, there's no good way to do it because they aren't melee range. So even if you click here, if your Hydros ball's big enough, the ones in the back aren't going to get as close to the tanks as the ones in the front. You can't click on one in the middle because then they'll just start shooting it. It's just not good to take Hydros against tanks head on like that. It's just disaster. And he does have this as a planetary now. And try and mine out these minerals. And more Vikings from Dunamai. I don't know if this is the best use of his money. It seems like he's just gone completely into Viking mode now. He could get out a ton of Marines. He doesn't look like he has a lot of gas, though. Does base not have gas? It's gold. There's no gas on it. That's kind of interesting. And the Brood Lords are out now. No upgrades, though, although he is instantly going for double upgrades, 1-1, and I don't know why I'm pinging myself. Maybe I want to rally the forces up, and it looks like I have gotten this expansion started up, grabbing the gas, starting to mine. But now we got the Brood Lords over here, and with the Roach support, it looks like they're going to completely tank out those tanks, although they don't really need the Roach support because there's no anti-air here right now unless he already cleaned it up. And it looks like Mike is going to lose his expansion. We need something to take out these Brood Lords, but you know, now we got the Vikings defending to us. This is kind of a scary force. It looks like I am trying to move my forces over to take care of this. But I do have the Blink Stalkers. They do have the 2-2 upgrades. Looks like I'm trying to get +3 out. But it's going to be a little while before that's done yet. Meanwhile, we got Bocephus pushing forward here. It looks like Spartans switched up to carriers, but a fully upgraded Marines are going to do a pretty good job against these carriers. And now I pull in here these Roaches, though, not going to be good engagement here in those force fields. I'm not really sure. I guess I'm trying to hold the Roaches back, which might be a good idea. And blinking forward to see if I can focus down these Void Rays. The Vikings are going to move forward, but I can't focus down the Vikings and the Brood Lords. And I think the Brood Lords right now are the biggest threat because we we need them dead. And so I'm trying to focus them down. Looks like he is going to be able to focus down my Colossi, though. But thinning out those those Broodlord numbers. But he's got so many of them, and I'm really kind of running out of Stalkers right now. And a couple of Zealots there will hopefully soak up some damage from those Broodlings. And his numbers are thinning out, and oh, some Siege Tanks there. That's probably not going to help me that much because the Broodlings are, yeah, now he's doing his own splash damage on himself. And I really don't know what those storms were about. Kind of missed storm there, but so I'm desperate. I'm running out of anti-air. I'm just like, storm them! Throw down some storms! I need damage on these things. And now we've got sentries trying to take out Broodlords. Or Broodlings, which is probably not the best engagement. And it looks like this Marine force is pushing forward. Spartan just did not have the force to stop it. I guess Void Ray Carrier is not that good against mass, fully upgraded Marine. Oh, and a storm goes down on all those Vikings who were completely clumped up, almost completely destroying them. And they're going to fly in there, and even the sentries are killing them Vikings now. And he's trying to make more Broodlords, but I have no anti-air and going to storm that Viking just because I'm just running out of units here. And I'm like, oh, storming. Oh, I stormed my own sentry there, and I think these cocoons usually are pretty durable, so I don't think throwing a storm on that is probably the best idea. And it looks like Mike's trying to get up a missile turret, but it's not going to be up in time. But it looks like Bocephus has cleaned out a huge swath of Spartan's forces, and he has a ton of money, but oh, he's severely supply blocked. I don't know what he's going to be able to do right now because he's going to have to build a ton of pylons, or pretty much, it might be a good idea for him to lose some of these probes so he can actually rebuild. And it looks like the Broodlords are going to be attacking Mike now, but oh, there's too many Corruptors here. You're not going to be able to take this out. I do still have my expansion up here. A ton of probes. They're trying to throw up some cannons to help defend it. And Bocephus is still going completely unchecked right now. We've been so focused down here at this base that with the remaining 4 of us that no one's been able to stop Bocephus for completely wrecking Spartan right now, who's got nothing right now. I mean, well, he's trying to pump out some more units, and Mike's going to give the GG right now. He's got Broodlords in his base. I guess he figures there's nothing else he can do. He's got no gas. All he can make right now are his Marines. And Marines are not going to be that good at that. And so he's going to drop out. But I don't know if this is done just yet. And oh, a few Marines from Dunamai are going to get stormed by me. Looks like I've rebuilt a little bit of an army, which is a lot better to deal with these forces. And Bocephus is going to come in here and help defend. And oh, looks like we got some Zerglings here for Contrarian. Probably trying to use up a bunch of minerals right now. Still trying to make those Broodlords that are just giving us fits right now. We need to get something to kill these Broodlords, and I think we might be in a good situation. It looks like Contrarian now is just building a bunch of Zerglings right now. And we're trying to get back to deal with these Broodlords, I'm guessing. But it looks like we got more Voiders here from Spartan, and Bocephus' forces are no longer over here, so they can't really stop this, and so down goes that planetary. Those SCVs are pretty much going to get out of there, though. They're going to be mostly fine. Does have the +3 attack. Not a lot of shields or armor on these right now, though, and here come the Marines for Bocephus. You might want to group these up before you engage right now, but they're going to, oh, fly over the high ground and get away. And these Broodlords are still going. We have nothing to take them, and oh, these Marines are trying to siphon in here, but these Broodlings are just getting in the way. He's trying to focus fire, but I don't know if he's going to be able to get through all these Broodlings, which are making a mess right now. And now we got Spartan's Void Razor in my base. There's not much here other than tech, but I can't afford to lose the tech. Trying to warp in some Stalkers, which Bocephus has some Marines over here too, so he's splitting his army up. Very good for him to try to attempt to do that. And looks like I'm defending my base from, I don't know from what. And Dunamai just trying to pump out some Marines right now, I guess. Must be he's not running out of money too. And still have not taken care of these Broodlords, but he's desperately trying to focus fire them. But it's the quicker they thin out, the less they're going to be able to kill. And these Voiders just poking around. Bocephus is keeping them well at bay. And we check the income right now. There's very little money. Dunamai's got some money, Contrarian's got some money, and I got some money coming in, but that's it. And is Mike even in this game anymore? I think he might have dropped out at this point because he did give the GG. So it's basically 2-on-3 right now. But with no one having any income whatsoever. And he's going to try to force his Marines in here. I think this will be enough to take these out. And the Broodlords are now in full retreat. Looks like Spartan's trying to rebuild a base. I'm still able to get some forces up. And Contrarian is going to try to take a forward expansion here right now. And it looks like Dunamai's moving around with his Marines. We still have this Void Ray problem right now. Not a lot of anti-air here to help defend it. Looks like we're going to try to pull some Marines back to help take those out. And I'm trying to run my Stalkers over here to help. And oh, we're going to take out my pylon there. And where's my army right now? My army's way back here. Looks like I was moving back to take on the Broodlords. Colossus is kind of getting a little bit out of position there. Warping in some extra Stalkers because Blink Stalkers against Broodlords, well, that's about all we can do right now. But they're not half bad at it. But now he's going to be kind of harassing my expansion here. And I'm going to be in a position to defend this, but I don't think right now that I can actually see... Well, I guess I can see these Broodlords. But I can't really get into range to shoot them. I need to get... Oh, using Colossi, I think, to get vision of the high ground. I'm going to blink up there, try to force these away. I need to keep this base up so I can keep some income going. And oh, looks like Dunamai's small force of Marines here is going to get intercepted. He doesn't even have full upgrades on those yet. Not really sure what he was doing this game. Did force the Broodlords back. But now we got long distance mining here at this base. And now I've got Broodlord problems again. One single Broodlord is going to be causing me all sorts of fits, aren't you? And I'm going to blink out of there. And Spartan pushing out with some more Void Rays. He still has his Void Rays back here, but kind of kept at bay. I got a cluster of Stalkers here to respond to that. They got pretty good upgrades, and these Void Rays look like they're badly damaged. Although these two are kind of lost here. I can't even see them right now. Contrarian does still have some Broodlords left, but it looks like he might not be able to afford to make much more. I don't think he lost any tech yet. No, it doesn't look like they have many incursions into their main, so all their tech should be pretty much intact. And they're going to try to swing around, start taking out my mineral line. Well, they're going to go for the gas first. I don't know if that's the priority target right now. And are they going to try to pull out of there? No, they're just going to try to drop Broodlings in my base just to be annoying. And Siva's trying to chase down this Air Force of Spartan. Looks like he is going to lose this expansion. And I'm taking damage here, but meanwhile I'm killing off this expansion right now, so he's gonna lose that base, but he does still have bases, so I'm not sure why he was so keen to take that expansion just at this time. But it looks like I am gonna lose this expansion. Trying to pull back to respond to it. And still, Spartan just trying to poke around with his very small air. These air forces are getting really small, and can I get a blink under on the Stalkers? One goes down, another goes down. It looks like these three are going to escape, and I hope I was able to escape my probes. Yeah, a lot of probes did escape. I don't know how many were actually lost in there. The Nexus is saved. And here comes this Air Force from Spartan. He's going to start harassing my main again, which apparently held it pretty well, but I still have these Stalkers here expressly left to help defend my base. Looks like they're going to try to do that. Is this going to be enough against this force, though? Going to blink under, and he's going to pull away. He might have been able to take those out, and it looks like he is going to easily take those out. So, did not get the damage I needed, so now he's going to be trying to take on my base. We have one Viking for Bocephus, but they're going to quickly focus that down as well. It looks like I'm pushing out with my Stalker Colossus force. Going to try to rebuild that base. We got some Marine a battle cruiser for Dunamai. I'm not really sure the incentive for getting out a battle cruiser, but we'll see if that works out. And trying to pop out more Broodlords here, but I got my Stalkers right underneath them, so got really nowhere to run right now. Trying to do my best. The Colossi, the Colossi are going to go down to the Corruptors, but his Broodlords are also going to get sniped. There's one left. Can it get away? I'm trying to focus it down, and is it? Oh, escapes with 2 hit points. Oh, that is awful. And looks like we got a couple of Viking battleship Marine right here. Looks like my base is still going down to this onslaught, and I don't think I have anything here right now. Oh, and he's going to get it looks like he's going to get my cybernetics core, and that's going to be a bit of a problem here. And Contrarian, we are dead. Contrarian thinking they're dead right now, but my cybernetics core is gone, and I need those blink Stalkers. Throwing down a forward pylon, I think, so I can warp into the front, because the assault has begun. Bocephus is going to be pushing here to take out what's left of Spartan, which doesn't look like much. Establishing a base of his own, he needs to get some mining done on that because he has no money right now. Or no minerals, and you really can't do anything with no minerals. Even bringing in the SCVs right now, but he's unpowering everything, so no supply right now, way under supply. As soon as he loses his army, he's got nothing left, and But his small Air Force is still going strong. But now I'm pushing here on this side. But Dunamai's going to GG and leave the game. So there's kind of a dead cat here. There's no reason to kill that off. Warping in Zealots because I lost my Cybernetics Core. So I'm like, I need more Stalkers. So I'm going to throw a Cybernetics Core up the front because these guys are still at our base and we've got nothing to kill them right now. I don't know where that Void Ray's going. I guess he's just kind of going to go rogue on his own. And it looks like I've ignored Dunamai since I know he's gone. I'm going to be going right into Contrarian's base because he's really a big threat here. I'm going to take out the Hydralisk Den because that's a big threat. They're going to do a lot of damage right here. Take out the Infestation Pit. That's going to take out the Hive Tech. Have we gotten the Spire yet? No, the Spire is up here on the high ground. But going to be taking out some extra hatcheries, which is going to, well, it's not really going to do much to him right now. Slow down his production, but I don't think he's got one mining base, so I don't know how much he can get off of one mining base. And he's actually gone right now. Who's left? Is it just Spartan left now? I think it's just Spartan left now. He's just harassing. It looks like all the money is going to him, but he can't build anything. Does he have any probes? He does not. So it's basically we have to kill off 2 carriers and 5 Void Rays. That's it. But 2 carriers and 1 Void Ray are still completely destroying our base. But is going to get enraged to that missile turret. He can't afford to take this damage. Is he going to lose the Void Ray? Oh, he loses the Void Ray to the missile turret. He did not need to do that. He needed to use the carriers. He's got the money from his allies to be able to rebuild those interceptors. He can't afford to throw away units like that. But my forces are going uncontested in their bases right now. I've got my forward Cybernetics Core that he's going to actually have to go here and destroy if he actually want to take us out, but he can't do anything now. I suppose he can control his allies' units, but his allies are quickly losing tech. Well, I guess he's got pretty much most of his tech remaining, but right now I think that's the only way. Oh, and I've warped in a couple more Stalkers, taking out 1 carrier. Can I take out the second? Let's see if I can get them all selected here. And some Marines here, and there's Spartan's going to leave the game. So an epic base race right there. Even throwing in some extra gateways here in a forward position. Craziness. I think what it came down to is they just were not cost effective with their units. They kept getting into engagements where they weren't well suited. Running into Colossi and tanks with units that just melt to them, and then Spartan's Air Force just kept going against fully upgraded Marines. So they had a lot of the map. They just weren't cost effective. But I hope you enjoyed that game. I thought it was epic, and have a day.